Alright, well, this is certainly a video I never thought I'd make. But yes, you read the title correctly. I helped create a Sonic OC. Now, even though I haven't talked about Sonic too much on this channel, only having one video on the subject, but I am a pretty big Sonic fan. I haven't played all the games, far from it, but as with most things when you call yourself a fan, I go into whatever I can and try to find out as much as I can. So while I haven't played all the games, I know enough. Seen enough gameplay, walkthroughs, etc. And what I love most about the franchise is the lore and characters. And as one can imagine from that, I haven't been a fan of the 2000s, or the meta era, as some call it, and I certainly subscribe to that name. I don't like this era for a multitude of reasons. And for the subject of today's video, that relates to the stories and how the characters are portrayed. Quite frankly, I hate pretty much all the stories we've gotten since Colors. I don't like how the characters are portrayed. I don't like how dumbed down these stories have been. Did the 2000s or the Dark Age have its problems? Yes. But quite frankly, even though those games had stories that did have issues, I love them. Were some characters ruined or flanderized, bastardized? Yes. Looking at Knuckles, not as bad as what the meta era did, but his downfall certainly started there. But then you got characters like Shadow, who, quite frankly, it astounds me that what they did with Shadow in the Dark Age is meant to be the same character as what we get in the meta era. All that to say, I have a fondness for the Dark Age, because that's where Sega just, or I should say Sonic Team specifically, just gave it their all. Even though, things may not have been thought through as much as they should have been, things rushed out, the things everyone knows about when it comes to Sonic games. There was ambition, there was passion in everything they did, even when they had to, rush things out for a, holiday release or to make for or to or for the anniversary. So, with all that said, one of the reasons that I helped create this OC was to essentially show my love of what Sonic stories used to be. And I guess before I talk about the character, I should mention what led to me helping create this character. So, I have an artist friend by the name of the Moonlit Warrior. And on his Discord server, he talked about wanting to create a Sonic character based around a Legend of Zelda character. And as someone who likes helping out in terms of him creating characters, I, did just that. Nobody else was really around to help out, so I was essentially the only one with Moonlit doing this. he said Midna as the character to base this one off of. I agreed, so we went from there. And as we went through, I was putting a lot of my own ideas into this. I was the one who said that we should make the character a cat. Because, cats can be crafty creatures, mysterious and like. And to base the clothes off of Midna or I should just say the color scheme off of Midna, as well as keeping the clothes mostly intact. And so then it came down to coming up with a name. I came up with Moara, or Moara. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Moara, just go with that. No idea how I came up with that. I guess I just thought it sounded cool, but yeah. Moara was the name I chose. And as it came around to developing more of her design, that led to me thinking about how to connect her to the greater universe. And one of the design choices that Moonlit didn't go through with was I wanted her to have a staff. And with her and the staff would be the 7 world rings from Sonic and the Secret Rings. Originally, there were supposed to be the Chaos Rings from Knuckles' Chaotix, but I thought having the World Rings would be a cool connection to the storybook games. And that didn't wind up happening, as you can see on the screen. But, domino effect here. Why would this character want the 7 world rings? Well, one of the influences I had with her creation was Mephiles. In terms of her being or appearing to be this dark entity. And so from there, I decided to play into that. She would have an in-universe connection to Mephiles. And at this point, I'll just go through the little description or character bio I created. She is the leader of a cult who believes the world they are currently living in is a false reality. She claims the true reality was destroyed by Sonic the Hedgehog and Princess Elise of Soliana. Although harmless on the surface, there was more to this cult than meets the eye. Moara knew of the previous timeline thanks to receiving visions from a mysterious force. Whoever was guiding her believed she had the power to set things right. At least, that's what she thought. She is determined to reach this goal no matter the cost, even going as far as to obtain the 7 world rings to unleash the hell required for such a task. At first, she viewed her task as a necessary evil. If a god wanted them dead, who were they to stop it? But over time, as she harnessed more power, that sense of moral obligation turned into abject pleasure. Was she not a god with reality at her fingertips? The fate of the world was in her hands, and she would make sure to burn it to nothingness. So, yes. Not only does she have some sort of connection to Mephiles, but her whole story is heavily tied to Sonic 06. A story that, in terms of time travel, is heavily flawed, but overall, I love it. Again, it is flawed in terms of it clearly needed more drafts, but in terms of the final product we got, I love it. And so, with this character, I wanted to create a story that would not only help tie back to Sonic 06, but also have a way to bring elements from it back. With this, we can go back to Soliana. We can see Princess Elise again. And maybe even Mephiles. I mean, whoever this mysterious force guiding Moara, Maora, Mora, whatever, whoever is guiding her is a powerful entity. Now, obviously, it would be Mephiles, unless I change that at some point, but for now, that is the case. He is trapped in this void of nothingness, or going off the idea that the time meter is some sort of remnant of Mephiles, and after the time meter's destruction in Sonic Generations, Mephiles was partially freed. I don't know. There would be a lot of stuff to think about when it comes to how Mephiles could come back. Or maybe he just stays this ethereal entity throughout the whole thing. The point is, coming up with this character and plot really helped me appreciate just the passion, the ambition that Sonic Team had in the 2000s. And thanks to, decisions made by Sega and how these games were treated by critics and fans, that kind of screwed everything up, didn't it? We are arguably living in the worst timeline when it comes to how Sonic is treated. Things could be worse, but things are not what I would call good. And, of course, I'm sure everyone knows how the perception of Sonic OCs, the original character Do Not Steal, and the various recolors, the very edgy shit that came out in the early to mid 2000s. But one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video was to really show that there are more to Sonic OCs than just the memes they become. A lot of work and effort goes into their creation. And hopefully I've demonstrated here, Mora's creation was more than just me and Moonlit wanting to create an OC just for the lulz of it. There is passion that goes into these OCs' creation. And also being able to do the things that the copyright holders, Sega, Sonic Team, whatever, aren't doing. I want Sonic to embrace the more serious storytelling that the 2000s had. Even if it's not as, serious and dramatic as Sonic 06 is. Even with someone like Sonic Heroes, which I do have issues with how lighthearted. No, that's not right. Even something like Sonic Heroes, where, yes, the story certainly isn't the main focus, but there's still an effort to make it serious in its own right. It's not dumbed down for children like, say, Sonic Colors is. It takes itself seriously within the world it's created, but it also stands perfectly in line with the stuff that has come, or that has come before and after. And this has been a lot of rambling. I didn't write a script for this because, quite frankly, I just wanted to put out my thoughts raw. Now, whether or not I do something with Moara, outside of this one image, whether it be like writing the fanfic, I don't know. or leading to the creation of other OCs. I don't know, but I thought by, or as I helped create this character, what Sonic was and what he could be just surfaced. I want Sonic to go back to that time where, yes, even if the stories had issues, if, we got a game like Shadow the Hedgehog, I can accept that because the good that came from, or the good that I see in games like that, outweigh the cons for me. Even in terms of gameplay, yes, something like Sonic Colors, on a technical level, is sorry. Something like Sonic Colors, on a technical level, is more polished than something like Shadow the Hedgehog or Sonic 06. But quite frankly, I have more fun playing Shadow in 06 than I do Colors. Yes, it's more polished, in, I guess, on a technical gameplay level, in terms of not having glitches and shit. But I don't have much fun playing Colors. And of course, the story does play a role in that, but even in terms of gameplay, I don't have fun playing Colors. And something like Generations, where, yeah, the levels are fun, but the story isn't there. And quite frankly, I don't find the levels as fun as, say, what we got in Shadow or 06, in Adventure 2, Heroes. I have fun with those games, warts and all. And I want to get back to that point. But, we'll just have to see what happens. And even though this video has been all over the place in terms of thoughts and the fact that I didn't have a script, but hopefully you all get the idea. Why I created this OC, what creating it led to in terms of my thought process, my view on Sonic in general. And with all that said, I just hope that Sonic is able to find his footing again. And with all that said, thank you all for watching. What did you think? Do you agree with my thoughts on the franchise? What are your thoughts on the franchise? And what do you think of this OC that me and my friend created? Let me know in the comments section below. Until next time, this is Captain Henson, signing off.